Greetings, citizens of Romania, we are anonymous. You've seen about 12 years for summer sky of Romania. Apparently even after blurring of aircraft jet engines. Just not so. Normally, the fumes from the jet are water vapor, white, CO2 and few other gaseous components that spread quickly, without leaving a trace long and persistent. What you see today, those dark marks, which then forms a thick foggy mist that tends to cover the sky, are something else. Those are chemical release, chemtrails. Scattered knowingly and maliciously, air pollution, and the effects of harmful dizziness, headache and muscular, respiratory failure, weakness, etc. Any idea about how much certain diseases in Romania increased in the last 11 years? It would be shocking if you have access and you find this information in the possession of the Ministry of Health. Not coincidentally, it's consequently. Notice how the deliberate spreading of chemicals occurs especially with 1-2 days before the announced weather precipitation, rainfall, so these can then carry them to the ground and hence in plants, drinking water, respirated by evaporation from soil and inhalation, etc. Have you noticed how these crosses and giving it form a kind of network, such as chemical distribution, to be more uniform and fully cover a certain area? It was ever mentioned by the authorities about these activities were explained to them somehow? On the contrary, it is passed over in silence and complicity. What exactly is HAARP and chemtrails? HAARP is designed as a microwave. Specifically, HAARP consists of a network of antennas that emit electromagnetic radiation in the microwave range of frequencies and very low ELF. This network of antennas focus heats a long time chosen certain portions of the ionosphere, where the accumulation of huge amounts of energy, which then will be reflected on the ground, causing disasters, tropical storms, earthquakes, heavy and cold winters. Chemtrails are a number of metal powders of aluminum, barium oxide, polymers and others, in short, toxic substances, which are sprayed at altitudes of airplanes. Chemtrails are used for many purposes. For example, scattering clouds condense them, increasing the amount of solar radiation reflected to the ground, increasing the conductivity of air, making it easier to spread chemtrails HAARP emissions in certain areas concerned. Basically, make the team. HAARP and chemtrails are the works of the great armies of the world. As you know, lately, NATO and the US military has increased its business in Europe, especially in the Balkans. Anti-missile shield and fields of antennas on the beach Corbu could well be some HAARP installations. Another detail about HAARP is that plants are placed in areas with gas fields, such as Alaska and Norway, because it takes a huge amount of energy generators have to produce installations. Why Chevron wants to open in our country a number of exploitation of shale gas fields in the vicinity of antennas and military bases? According to numerous compelling evidence, it was observed that conditions shown in the following list, regardless of age group population, are caused, directly or indirectly, of a mixture of barium salts and other chemicals, such as fibers polymer, however entering into the composition their death, chemtrails sites, and also issuing the atmosphere of harmful radio waves using electromagnetic and scalar weapon types. It goes without saying that the elderly or ill and young children are most vulnerable. Here are the symptoms that have been observed. 1. Bleeding of the nose and lungs. Appear in several reports of shelters for the elderly. These symptoms can be directly attributed to atmospheric aerosol spray through death air, chemtrails sites. 2. Asthma and allergies. Growing number of young people using inhalers is unsettling. Many present various irritations due to all these toxic agents. 3. Allergic bronchopulmonary aspergillosis, fungi in the lungs in young children. 4. Flu, bronchitis, and pneumonia, they endemic proportions. Doctors found that their patients need several weeks to recover and complain about the ineffectiveness of antibiotics. 5. The upper respiratory symptoms, including pulmonary syndrome LOC, PDS, in neonates, children and even adults, sudden infant death, SIDS, and multiplying reports about the sudden death of athletes they are assigned under newsletters, particles present in the air or pollutants. 6. Fever or night sweats. 7. Deaths from black fungus, mold, black or red on agricultural crops, many farmers reporting significant changes in soil pH and water, in buildings, including schools, and ventilation systems. 8. Like symptoms of arthritis and muscle pain. 9. Gastrointestinal disorders. 10. Infections of the bladder, including aneurysms, not only young children but also in adults. 11. Extreme tiredness or chronic. 12. Sudden hearing loss, tinnitus, ringing in the form of auditory sensations in budgetary ears without any external stimulus, nausea, feeling felt by people becoming more numerous, immediately before or after a storm or rapid change of temperature. 13. Blurred vision, nervous tics after exposure to the outside air. 14. Dry skin and chapped lips, rash, sores and fungal infections, skin aging. 15. In women, a painful and prolonged menstrual bleeding. 16. Confusion and intermental processes, thoughts or feelings seem to be blurred. 17. Immune problems, lupus, thyroid, and Boulodus and Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia, Lyme borreliosis, arthritis and rheumatism. As you can see, what happens in Romania happens in places inhabited by people around the world. Why not see those streaks through the Sahara? Or by Atlantida? These actions have a role in shortening of the world population. Let's return to our country. Corrupt government that leads Romania thinks there are no more compatible people to think clearly. There are also people there. We in Romania Anonymous, we are not afraid to show the world the truth. We are legion. Romanian people, wake up in deadly sleep. Wake up. Do not allow to lead a government criminal. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forget. We do not forgive.